Hello, the internet. The internet. Hello, everyone on the internet. How's it going? Is it going good? Oh, jeez. Wow. So I was going to put the chat on in full screen on one of my windows. Just a really bright light in my face. That's lovely. How are we? We are good? I just dropped my PS4. That was really... It was a bit scary. It was on. And I was like plugging in the capture card. I could hear the disc was spinning around inside as well. It was going like, and I dropped it, and it went, and I was like, and then suddenly went, and started up again. So that was a little bit spookums there. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered too much if that had happened, because obviously I've just got a PS5. So it would have been, if it's going to break on me, at least it lasted this long. It would have been a fairly appropriate time for it to break, I suppose. But I guess not before I'm just about to stream some Crash Bandicoot 4 on it. This might be the last time I ever stream anything from my PS4. How strange is that? Yeah, that's good. Am I a bit low in there? I'm just a bit tiny Peter today. Can I? Maybe I just move I was going to move the chair up, but I'll just try and move the camera down just a little. Good. There we go. Oh man. Good. So we're all here. I'm sure everyone who's going to be here is probably here at this point. Are we good? Who have we got here for mods? We've got Lobrotovich, Trowling Badger, and that may be it. That may be two of 4 mods today. That's all you need to keep the riffraff out. That's all I see in the chat right now, but who's to say?
Yeah.
Hello TP. How was your weekend? It's Monday Fun Day with Tiny Pete. Very excited for your last Crash 4 stream. It's been a fun series. Keep being awesome TP. We love and appreciate you. Hope you're well, my dude.
In too soon. Hello, Stephen. Thank you for the bits there and for the kind words. It is Monday Fun Day with Tiny Pete. I had a very good weekend. I played some PS5, Spider-Man Miles Morales. That's all I've played so far, actually. I know everyone is saying, don't skip Astro's Playroom. Play the new Astrobot game. I will. I absolutely will. But I kind of just want to... I'm just enjoying Spider-Man. I don't want to stop playing that right now. And I think I'm a good way through the main story on that, because it's not a big game. I mean, that's even with me having done quite like a fair few of the side mission map marker collection-y stuff. So I'll probably at least just get through the main story on that, then maybe move on to Astro. The other thing I'm really excited to play, though, is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm not much of an Assassin's Creed fan, personally, but that, as we've said before when we've talked about Assassin's Creed games on the podcast and on other... Bewip, I'll read that in a set, Straight Edge, thank you very much. We've talked about, certainly with Assassin's Creed and maybe other series as well, I don't go in for like the Assassin's Creed series. I don't play every single one. I've not played one since Syndicate, but I really like just picking and choosing which ones I want to play based on the time period. I just think it's really interesting in video games to play in historical time periods. I really like that. So, Far Cry is the other one, actually. I know that's not a time period thing, it's more geographical. But the one I did play was Far Cry Primal. Well, it's not the only one I played, but it's the one that I like properly played because I wanted to. The other like more recent Far Cry games I've not played so much. I played Far Cry Instincts back in the day, and I may have played Far Cry 3 a little bit, but I've not played any of the others except for Primal, which was the sort of Stone Age kind of Neolithic one. That was super cool.
Yeah.
I remember the days when you could hurl your game console across the room and it would be fine. They don't make them like they used to. Anyway, glad your PS4 is okay.
Well,
looking forward to more bandicooting.
It might not be okay. We've got to launch the game first. I've not actually tried launching a game yet, but it should be okay. But yeah, so anyway, that was a whole train of thought. But Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan particularly, but I'm really interested in playing through like Dark Ages Britain. That seems really cool. You've got all the like, I mean, it's TP and his castles really, and his forests and his like Stonehenge and things. So it's kind of perfect for me. So yeah, really looking forward to playing that, which is partly why I've not caught up on Andrew's stream. Andrew did a stream for us on the weekend. He's a good old boy, that Andrew, and I have it on good authority that everyone was very nice to him. So thanks to all those who were there and gave Andrew the TripleJump warm welcome he deserved. It's absolutely what I expected of each and every one of you, and it seems you didn't let me down. He did a big swear, did he? Oh, goodness me. How dare he? God, I would never swear on stream. Anyway, so let's do a quick few BWIPs. And then we can play some Crashy. So, we got Straight Edge, who subscribed via Twitch Prime, currently on a 7-month streak. Wowza. Here's a sub in exchange for you completing this 106%, as you totally, completely, definitely promised. Also, TripleJump is the best. Today, we will, of course, be completing... Oh, ding, my phone's just going off. We will, of course, be completing... Be quiet, you. Do not disturb... No, I better not do that, because what if someone wants to call me? Just put it on vibrate. There we go. 106%, we will be doing that today for sure. Definitely. So, and then we had Mr. Black, who gave 100 blips. Thank you, Mr. Black. I remember the days when you could hurl your console across the room. Yeah, if only it was still those times. I mean, I'm still playing Crash Bandicoot all these years on, so not much has changed, has it, really? Came at the Pog wants my PS4 now that I've got PS5. Well, let's see if it works first. That's a view up there from Mads to Dactyl. So many months. Oh, how many? Let me scroll down and see. 11. Subscribed for 11 months total. That's a huge number of months. Mads to Dactyl is now here modding. That's 3 out of 4 mods. Fantastic. You guys can't do big swears like Andrew can. So there we go. Right. Let me do that. And we can get the game going. We can do it. Do it. I hope everyone else had a good weekend, by the way. I certainly did. Just preparing something actually that I've just forgot to do. There we go. Right, that's all ready to go. Stay tuned. Good. Let's. Oh, I'm feeling mischievous. Right, let's play the game. Crash Bandicoot, the 4th. So if I. Nice bit of clashing music there, that's what we want. Just wait for that to hide my home screen, which it has done, and now I can click that. Bring my chat up. And there we go. When I was a kid, my brother made me really mad, so he picked up his PS1 and dropped it, which broke the console. Turned out to be my uncle's PS1 instead, which goes to show that karma is real and consoles were never that sturdy. Still feel bad about it, lol, says N. Barlam. That's pretty bad. That's a naughty thing to have done. So, something I wanted to do ahead of today's stream was actually get a little bit of practice in. Because as much as, I've been playing this game on and off for, I don't know, a month or 2. Maybe not 2. It's not been that long, has it? A few weeks. With a lot of my playtime has been with this game. Yes, thank you. Skip. Can't skip. I should have played this on PS5. Maybe the loading times are better. So, yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to be out of practice necessarily. It's only been a few days since I played this last. However, it doesn't matter how in practice you are, these last 3 levels, because that's all there is, are going to take up the entire stream. I'm saying that now. I mean, if they don't, great. We've got a couple of, timeline missions to go back and do. So there will be plenty of filler. Oh man, we've got. Someone do some quick maths. How many percentages left up to 106? Not much. We have got to play just 3 levels and then do a boss. But wow, they're going to be big ones. And in the unlikely event it doesn't take us 2 hours to do them live on the internet, then sure, we'll go back and do some of the stuff that we've missed. Because obviously we're going to have to do that to get 106%, so sure. So little catch up. We were here in the future in what felt like a sort of celebratory world. This is just like they all came here to like eat fast food. We're in the snacks dimension, if you see in the top left there. So all seemed good. It was like it seemed like Endgame. It's like going to Dragon Shores in Spyro 2 or something like that. It's like, oh, it's all fine. However, Dr. Neo Cortex, who had turned good, has now decided that he is going to use the time mask to travel back in time and stop Crash ever being made. So we're going to follow his trail. And look at this. We're on Cortex Island in 1996. This is the 3rd island of the Wumpa Archipelago from Crash Bandicoot 1. Whoa! So, we're going into nitro processing, and we're going to cry about it. In fact, there's an extra level to do because there's a side timeline mission in this one. I think. Yeah, I think there is. So, I don't think we have to do it, but it's available there. So we've plenty to do in the unlikely event that I get through these levels. But oh man, what's the pun on this one? Says Carl Jogo. I don't know if it. I think it's either not microprocessing is the pun, and it's not much of a pun, or if it might not even be a pun one. I think this is just literally where Cortex's nitro crates get made. Here we go. I'm alive.
You again? You two are so clingy. Take a hint already. Who's on my super secret personal frequency? What? Who is this? This imposter? Do you not recognize your own face? I've come from the future to warn you. If you try to turn Crash Bandicoot into the general of your army, you will fail. The machine rejects fraud. Fiend! Embryo, alert the guards! Why won't I listen to me?
Oh, look. Oop, good start. I expected a guardrail. All I was going to say was, oh, look, we've gone on. We're wearing our 1996 costume for this as well. That's fun. F.
Listen up, lackeys. There's an imposter me on the loose. Identical in appearance. Beady eyes, lips like 2 overripe bananas, skin like a jaundiced mole rat. A bona fide 10.
A bona fide 10. Bring my armrest down there a bit. Gotta get into some serious gamer position here. Right, so we got some sort of cockroach things that are like electric. They're going to be fun to deal with. I'm telling you. Oh, okay. That depth perception is kind of weird. It's fine. It's going well. Well, there goes our survival bonus. Well, we could do one more. I guess I am a little bit out of practice, but we're fine. Yeah, we're not going for the box gem in this level because it's hard enough as it is without having to do silly things to get difficult crates. So at the moment, this doesn't seem like mega challenging, right? I mean, ignoring the fact that I've already died 3 times. This is just sort of a few cockroaches, slippery slopes. Oh boy, just wait. Just wait until you see where we go with this. Okay. Oh, so we've got some rat boys now. Who could forget dear rat boy? And then we got to start playing flipsy-dopsy with this thing. Which is just, that's what you want, isn't it, really, when you're dealing with... Oh! It begins. This is where the real dark crash begins. Oh! Right, flip, and now we gotta fall upwards. We have to leave our gravity facing the ceiling, and then we gotta switch when we get around the. Oh, not like that. There we go. Good. View whip. That's a view whip there from Scootio. Thank you, Scootio. 10 months you've been with us now. Very much indeed. Oh. Marvel They've updated Spider-Man 1. Good to know. Have they changed Peter Parker's face to the new one? Which is a really weird choice. Now this got me for the first time I played this. I thought those big, sharp, deadly cogs were in the background. Doesn't that look like you can step onto this ramp? Well, believe me, you cannot. That will kill you. They are not behind the ramp. They kill things on the ramp. So you go like this, and then you jump, and then you... Oh. And then you got to flip the direction as this cog goes around, otherwise you will die. And then same again. Oh no, I've missed my boat. Well, I'm guessing I'm allowed to be up here, otherwise it wouldn't let me. Okay, gonna be on the underside of this thing. Follow the fruit. Oh, and now the depth perception on this is just a nightmare. Like, trying to know how close you are to these roaches is just... It's not really humanly possible. Only a machine can do it. That's what the M stands for in MLG. It's Machine Level Gamer. Do you wanna put the thing on your head?
Yeah.
Love your content, CP Ben 2 of course wondered who your favourite Doctor Who is of recent years. Has to be David Tennant, right?
Oh, I got so lucky there. The nitro crate bounced. If you land on a and then I got unlucky. If you land on a nitro crate as it goes blip, then it just blows up under your feet, and then you go all the way back here. By the way, so yeah, really forgiving checkpoints as well in this difficult level. Thank you so much, Richard, for 100 blips there. Wanting to know who my favourite Doctor Who is. It's Doctor Who Day today, isn't it? I've seen on Twitter that it's like the anniversary of the first episode of like Classic Who, like William Hartnell and stuff. So my favourite Doctor Who of recent, I guess by recent you mean like New Who, as they call it. I think on balance, I know it's a bit of a... Well, it's not so mainstream anymore. It's not so obvious an answer, normie answer to give. It used to be very... used to be a bit of a normie if you would say that David Tennant was your favourite, but that's... When I say that now and I'm like, oh yeah, call me a normie, but I really like David Tennant, people say, oh, is that what you're supposed to like? Like, I really like Matt Smith, or I really like Peter Capaldi, or... You know, whatever. So, I think I like Christopher Eccleston more than most people do. I think my favourites are like David Tennant, then Christopher Eccleston, then maybe Matt Smith, then Peter Capaldi, then Jodie Whittaker. Some of that, in all cases, both good and bad rankings. Good and bad. Oh, there's a checkpoint right there. In all of those cases, there. some of it is put down to the writing or the showrunner of that period, for better or worse. So, for example, I don't think Jodie Whittaker is a bad actor, but I think that Chris Chibnall is like the worst thing that's happened to Doctor Who in the history of New Who, in all honesty. I used to think that Stephen Moffat wasn't doing right by the series, but God, hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Like, comparatively, he's a flipping wizard. I think he still made some pretty wacky decisions, Moffat, but on balance, he makes Chibnall makes him look like, the best showrunner of all time. But yeah, I really like the Russell T Davies era. I know some people hate it because they think it's cheesy, and they don't like, Captain Jack, or like when Mickey turns into a plastic doll and just looks really stupid, and the effects and some of the weird. Yeah, it was a weird period. But then, Stephen Moffat's period was also very weird in its own way. It was almost a bit pretentious, I think. Anyway, so there you go. My favourites are David Tennant, number 1. I think he just... Damn it, these things. I think he's just like he's an incredible actor. He had some really good stories written for him. I mean, I almost think Christopher Eccleston is kind of on par with him, but just unfortunately he wasn't around long enough. It's just such a shame. If he'd done another series or two, I think I'd find it a lot harder to distinguish between the pair of them in terms of who I like the most. But yeah, those two, really, my favourites. Anyway, there you go. That's a long answer. Oh, looking at the chat there. It's okay.
Yeah.
Peter, if you were in charge of Crash 5, would you reduce the difficulty?
Yeah, I would.
Is this one too hard?
Thank you, Gal, for the bits there and the question. I think I would reduce the difficulty, and depending on like what your definition is. Oh, there's like a Bowser down there swimming around. Let's see if we can see him. Look, it's a little Koopa, something. Yeah, it depends what you mean by too hard. Like, I don't think this is like bad or broken or like that it shouldn't be like this kind of thing. Like, I don't have an issue. Man, today I learned that that if you touch a box that is like one box up, it very much counts as touching it. Okay. I suppose that makes sense. Oh, hello Nitros. Just passing by. Don't mind me. Yeah, so I don't think this game is too hard in the sense that like they didn't do right by the game and they kind of ruined it, and if they like done things differently, it would have been better. I think that it's less what's the word? I don't want to say attainable. I want to say I think I struggled with this word in another stream. There's a mask all the way up. Oh, you got it actually. You'd have to bounce your way over. What's that word meaning that like people can just come in and play it if they're new? Accessible, yeah, that's what I mean. Thank you, JT the Destroyer. Yeah, this game's like not so accessible for new players because of the difficulty, and younger players and stuff, compared to the other ones.
God, increase security. Protect your master. Is that what I sound like? Do I have a weird voice?
That's how I used to feel the first sort of year or so that I was making content on the internet. You get used to it after a while, but man, no one likes the sound of their own voice on tape. Yeah, I think it just hampers the accessibility, and as beautiful as this game is and as fun as it is, like genuinely, it's just I wouldn't in some ways I wouldn't recommend this game to new people. I think overall I still would, because it's just the fun ultimately, like, it is the main thing I take away from this, not the difficulty. Like, it's a fun game, and there's a lot of enjoyment to be had in it. But man, like, when we get to the last level of this game, the one before the boss, You guys are just going to see, like, you know, what we're dealing with. And obviously, like, the last level is going to be hard. I'm not saying it shouldn't be. But equally, no last level in Crash has ever been anywhere near as hard as even just the last 300 meters. That's what it is as well. It's like, the level's pretty hard going through it, but I still quite enjoy it because I like the theming of it. I don't like these... There's two levels with this theme, with the sort of Nitro Factory, and I don't like the theme here very much. It's just a bit grim. But the theme of the final level I really enjoy, so I don't mind making my way through the level, even though it's tricky. Oh, jeez. However, oh goodness gracious, the last little bit of the last level is infamous. And it was pretty much the only spoiler I saw about this game that I didn't want to see ahead of time. Obviously, there was stuff that was released as part of the promotional material that I knew about. You know, I knew about Dingo Dial being in this game and stuff like that, and playable Cortex and Torna and stuff, because the developers or the publishers said, like, hey, this is what's happening. Great, cool, looking forward to it. The one thing that was sort of spoiled for me ahead of before I saw it, and it wasn't in the promo material, was the name of the final level. And the only reason the name of the final level was spoiled for me, let's skip that guy, was because people on Twitter were just saying, is that people on Twitter, I mean, I can tell you now what the final level is, because it's pretty obvious what it's going to be.
I'm a stubborn moron who's going to destroy his own future. I'm a stubborn moron. Hey, wait a minute.
So it's pretty obvious that the final level in this game is going to be Cortex Castle, which is basically the same final level as Crash 1. Where you can see on the map we're making our way up to Cortex's Castle, so that's no big spoiler. But I didn't know that this level ended with travelling back in time to 1996, of course. Uh-oh. Yeah, I mistimed that. But people on Twitter, because of how difficult it was, people were saying, oh man, that Cortex Castle, eh? Oh, my face when I play Cortex Castle. Oh, you know you're in for a trip when you know, Cortex Castle memes and stuff. Just people talking about Cortex Castle. I was like, oh, okay. Right, well, now I know where we're going at the end of the game, but fine. And it's because it's so ridiculously difficult. And I need to kind of get a move on, really, if we're going to get there in enough time for me to actually finish it properly. Which is why I'm just missing all these boxes out. Oh, man. No! Oh. Peter is jealous for not having his own castle, that's true. Hang on, let's wait for this to go down. There we go. Oh, yikes, it was a bit early, really. Up you come, and down you go. Wish I could read more chat than I can today, but it's not really going to be a reading-friendly stream as much as I would like it to be. I want to know what... Oh, no, please! You can, obviously, sort of... The best way to deal with those guys is to slide into them, but 2 deaths ago I tried to slide into one of those guys and it didn't really seem to... Oh, sympathy checkpoint, hooray! We can use our mask. If we screw this up again, right? If I try and slide... Yeah, see, I took damage there. What's going on? I guess I just avoid that guy entirely. Excuse me. Thank you. Right, the time mask. Screw the bonus level. When I first got this mask, I was like, where the hell am I going? Like, where do I go? Do I jump over here? And it's like, no. You gotta do this business now. Oh. It's crazy. Oh! Sweet Lord! There's the tape, by the way, so if you want to get here in one life, enjoy the tape. I did it, because I've done all the tapes, evidence of which is on my Twitter. A couple of weeks ago, I posted an image of my full set of platinum tapes, but good grief, it's not fun. Hey, we did it! 42 boxes. Oh. Oh, we still got 2 gems out of that. Nice. I'll take it. Woohoo! Off we go. Dimensional map. Level 2 of 3. Plus a boss. And a timeline mission that we could do. Because we're making okay time. And I'm going to obviously stay around a little bit at the end. Because we had a late start. As usual. You know me. Fashionably late. So will TP be getting the platinum for this game? No. I've decided no. I'm not going to pursue the platinum. Obviously, we'll get it today because we're going to get 106%. But, you know, in my other file, on my other console that I've got, I'm not going to be getting the platinum because I don't think it would be fun. I just don't... that's kind of what I'm talking about as well, actually, in terms of whether I would make this game easier if I could change something about it. You know, if I was in charge of Crash 5, as Galv said. Thank you for the bits, Galv. That's the other thing. I think it's kind of silly what they're asking you to do. It's a bit of a piss take. People have done it. Like, loads of people have done it at this point. I've seen people post on Twitter. I saw someone who is clearly just a masochist post a screenshot today of his 4 save slots on this game, all with 106% next to him. And he put like, hey, I completed this game 106% 4 times. I love this game. It's like, what are you doing? Good grief. However, yeah, it's not going to be a fun platinum. I know a lot of platinums are difficult. Like, you know, they're not meant to be a walk in the park. But and I don't mind a bit of a challenge. Of course, I don't. But God, the game alone is a challenge without having to do it. You know, with a certain number of lives or like time trials that are just impossible. Right, so today... Oh, here we go.
Why did I have to choose a Bandicoot? If I just stuck with the Wombat, this all would have been different.
Hey, there's the line! It's the line that I alluded to, like...
This Bandicoot is strong, clever, and above all, loyal.
I told you there was going to be a line later on in the game, and I thought it was on a flashback tape, and it's not. It's in this level. That there is a reference to the fact that originally Crash Bandicoot was Willy Wombat. He was... Oh no. He was going to be a Wombat in one of his earlier designs, and then he became a Bandicoot instead. So he's now Crash Bandicoot, but... So... Oh, jeez. So the developers originally had a Wombat, and then they were like, no, we'll change to a Bandicoot. And then sort of in-universe as well, it seems that Neo Cortex did the same thing. He had Willy Wombat once upon a time. And then switched to a Bandicoot ultimately. So yeah, these things are fun. These rolling barrel things. It's even more fun when you have to like jump between them, and then when there's like horrible bat monsters flying on them as well. That's like the funnest thing. Kind of got used to them now, having played this level many times to try and get the tape, which again is like really late on. You basically have to do the whole level in one life. But yeah, man, they were pretty tricky to get to grips with at first. So this door here with the flashing lights, this is where your coloured gems, you like input the coloured gems and the door will open. I've not been through there yet, actually. I might do that at least in my own save file. I think I've got 3 out of 4 coloured gems now. In fact, I might have got them all and I've just never been back to this level. I sort of forgot about it, but yeah, so that might be something I do. So these things are fun as well. They're not so bad when you just have to hop on them. But as you'll see, perhaps now, actually, hop on this one. I know, we're alright. On this one. Oh yeah, when they've got rats on them, that's super fun. I know there was a Bewit a moment ago. I will just get to a safe place. Here we go. So that was a Bewit from Howl. He's subscribed by Twitch Prime. Howl, welcome to the Walrus Clan. It's wonderful to have you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Hope you'll be around for a long time. So, if you look underneath this platform, there's like a little thing that fills with like flipping lava or something, and then when it fills up to the brim, it burns the platform. It doesn't burn it away. You can eventually head back, but yeah. So these things just get harder and harder. Not only do you have to sort of time the weird swinging motion, but you have to not set your feet on fire. So that's good. Oh man, the number of times I've played this segment in particular is a big number. But in some ways, maybe that'll make it better, easier for me. Man, this is sickeningly familiar. I just know exactly what's coming up. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to do it super easy, but I just know all the hazards that are on their way. That's a fun one. Got some Bewit there as well from somebody. Now there's bats here. Or flying foxes or something. Something horrible. And it's quite hard to get an idea of where they are depth-wise. That's another difficult depth perception. There's a bonus round over there. But screw that, am I right? So now we got some more minecart action. Although it looks like there's an endless supply of rats here, there's actually only 3, and if you kill 3, although they're like looping round, so you just have to kill 3 of these rats, and then they will stop, which is what you need to do. Good, so now we'll hop up here. Oh, we can't. Yeah, okay. So this is fun. This is like harder than it looks, actually. Ugh! You can very easily just crush your head inside those tight bits there. No ducks, apparently. I don't know what that is. That's lost on me. That might be a crash, a reference to different Crash games. I don't know. So hop on this, hop on this, hop on this. Checkpoint. Might look like we're making good progress, but as I say, we're going to need all of this head start to have enough time to do Cortex Castle with the rest of the stream. Isn't this just hellish in every sense of the word? The only reason I'm doing okay is because, as I say, I've played this so many times to get the tape, which is just up here, I believe. Oops. Gotta wait for that to come back now. See, we've only died twice on this level. I'm gonna get a survival bonus if I'm lucky, but oh, we've been raided by Art Vanderlei. Yep, I've said that right. Hello, raiders.
What must I do to prove myself? Mother's name, Sharon. Childhood pet, rock with googly eyes. Favorite food, buttered noodles. Butter on the side. Embryo, change the password to my diary. This brute's been snooping.
This brute's been snooping. We didn't get an Ocean Man alert there because we there's a minimum number of people in the party have to raid in order to get Ocean Man, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I always end up doing this. I should just change the threshold to 1. In any case. Ocean Man. Oh, triple jump raided with Art. Thank you for 983 raiders there.
Ocean Man, the voyage to the corner of the globe is a real trip.
Ocean Man. So the tape is just over there. If you see that moving platform moving right and left, it's just. In fact, you might just be able to make it out. There's a crate off to the left of that platform, the destination platform. The crate is like in front of a fiery oven door, and above it, you can probably not even make out, is the tape. So anyway, we've already died a couple of times, so we're not going to get it. But oh no, that's actually really, this is a really dangerous trap. If you land on that platform and start bouncing on boxes, it will move out from under your feet. So you actually need to be really careful not to bounce on any boxes when you get there. The tape is there, if you see, just above that stripy crate. And this here, would you believe, is sort of the final climb of this level, if memory serves, which it might not do. Oh man. Oh jeez. You can sort of spin those. Oh no, I'm thinking it's not the final climb at all. You can sort of spin those rat boys at times. It's kind of, it seems a bit, not inconsistent, but it's finicky. Yeah, I was trying to land with a spin onto these platforms, because then you won't really bounce on anything. I'm actually really surprised that none of those bats have got me today, because I really struggle actually to... Oh, yikes, I just took some sort of damage there. I think there was a rat that I didn't see. Oh boy. No! Oh, I landed on one I'd already set off. We're doing okay though. I'm doing better than I thought I would, in all honesty, but I know it's only because I've played through this level so many times to get to this point. It can be difficult to know which direction to go when you're on one of those swingy platform climbing segments, but it's actually less complicated than it looks. Like, you feel like there's different directions you could feasibly jump, but normally it's just, there is very much a next platform. It's like the one that is available to you at the end of the rotation. Oh jeez, that guy, he got me. Yeah, we have jinxed it now, I think, by saying we were doing well. It's alright though. I was almost worried that... Oh no. Yeah, bad. Bad one. I don't know if it's intentional, but the instrument that plays the music in this level... I don't even know what instrument it is, but no. Reminds me a little bit of the one that plays the melody in Koala Kong's boss fight in Crash 1. And Koala Kong's boss fight has minecarts in it, like this one does. So I think it might be a deliberate reference. It's not the same tune, but oh jeez. It's not the same tune, but it's the same sort of timbre, I believe is sort of the word. I may have mispronounced that. Timbre. I guess it's sort of, it's like a marimba, but it's quite a high-pitched one. It's almost metallic sounding, but marimba is wooden. But it is like a sort of like a xylophone-y. Oh, yikes! Okay, actually, maybe for once, I'm wrong about which platform I'm jumping to. Maybe if I actually go to the one that's kind of underneath me. Oh, Jesus! Keep forgetting there's a rat there. Keep forgetting. Problem is, of course, like the reason I'm being so hasty and jumping to these platforms is because they're all gonna they set on fire if you hang around too long. That's the problem. If they didn't set on fire, I'd be fine. I'd just check if there was a rat. Guess you just got to assume every time that there's going to be a rat. Oh, see, you shouldn't really be able to spin a rat from the top like that who's holding a shield upwards, but apparently you can. Like, I don't really understand what you can and can't do with those guys, but whatever. Jesus Christ. Right, so actually, I sort of want to go down here, because then it can come up here. Yeah, see, that's actually probably what you're supposed to do. Then you switch to this one, which then takes you over that one. Then you come over here and kill that guy, and then we're actually at the top now. And there's 2 bats, and this might be where a bat finally gets me, because this is so tricky. Oh, got both bats. Okay, and we made it. And we even got, like, 150 odd boxes there, would you believe? So we've made it through the toxic tunnels, I think. And we're at the base of Cortex Castle now. You might laugh, Crash, but wait until you get to the next level. Oh boy, this is it. Stay hydrated, everyone. You can't complete Cortex Castle without lots of water in your body. Peter's knees are weak. Arms are heavy. There's vomit on my sweater already. On my Tiny Peter t-shirt. If you get vomit on your Tiny Peter t-shirt, remember you can buy a replacement at TripleJump. That's ju.mp/shop. Smooth. So we're at Cortex Castle, 1996, and we're all about to just cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My last bits for luck.
Oh, thank you, Silent Cobb. We are going to need them. A lot of fun Easter eggs, though, in this level as well for Crash fans, so I'll try and point out little bits and bobs as I can. As always, listen to the chatter on the intercom thing. And also, there's a fun one right at the start as well. But we've got a cutscene now, I think. Eventually. Oh, no cutscene. Okay, no worries. So first off, there's portraits on the wall here. That's a baby Cortex there with the N on his head. And then I saw these people here, and I thought, oh man, these are just different members of the Cortex family. And then I realized, I just assumed that they had like their initials on their bodies. They just referred to their Christian names. There's a weird noise in my house. It's my fiance is due back right now, so I just assumed it was her, but it sounded a bit weird. I might be being burgled. If I get attacked, call the police. I'll be live at least, so that's fine. But it's M and D, so that's Mom and Dad. But I didn't even realize that at the time, because I was like, well, that's not their names. They're only Mum and Dad to Cortex. But apparently,
You'll never find me, Neo-Cortex.
this castle is a maze.
I alone know all of its secret halls and passages. Like the one behind the portrait of Grandfather that opens when you press on his triangular fossa. But how?
So yeah, like obviously only Cortex would call them Mum and Dad, but apparently they've got M and D on them. And then back here, of course, on the right, we've got a chap dressed as a gladiator. This is a weird one, because that's Tiny Tiger, who in Crash 3 travels back to the Roman period and goes to the Colosseum and dresses as a gladiator. This is set, we're right now in Crash 1, which is very strange, because number one, Tiny Tiger exists already, and number two, he's already dressed as a gladiator. So it has, why is that a thing? That's very strange. I don't know, maybe Tiny Tiger has an ancestor in Roman times, and that's why in Crash 3 he goes back to Roman times to see his ancestors. I'm not sure. Although, interestingly, in the animated intro that didn't make it into Crash 1, that we've seen on a previous stream, we've watched it through, it's like a Saturday morning cartoon intro, but it was actually meant to be bundled with the game as the actual game intro. Tiny Tiger is visible in that intro. So even though he doesn't appear in Crash Bandicoot 1, he'd already been conceived of by the developers, so that's interesting. Anyway, we can now switch these things on and off. Which is, you know, just fun, bodes well. We've got Cortex on the monitor there, like he is in some Crash 1 levels. And the music that we're listening to right now has sort of Cortex vibes in it. You'll hear it playing the Cortex theme tune. Do 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 do. Really is one of my favorite Crash soundtracks of all time, this game. So good. Oh! Yeah, you don't want to ride that one down until it's coming back up again, because otherwise you'll be lasered, and it's not fun. So here we go. Ahaha. A boogie-da-bar. So now we got, like, deadly blades. Of course we have. We got to freeze them, because, you know, they'll get you. They'll get you good. We've also got guys on flipping speeder bikes here. Come get me. They're really fast though, so you have to use the the slowdown mask, otherwise they will kill you. They are crazy fast. So you can jump on these. And that's not just by coincidence. You actually now have to platform your way up using deadly blades that you've slowed down. Trying to time it right is not fun, but sure, we did it. So these, of course, are lab assistants. Oh no, steady on. Go. 4:10. Let's have a look at the platform here. Oh man, it's a tough one. Oops. Oh man, that got me. It's too close. Oh no. Whoops. Edu wants to know if I liked the last Mandalorian episode. I really liked it. So good. Genuinely, like, really intriguing. It's nice to know that they're not just gonna, like, hold out on us for, like, 4 seasons on what is actually happening. You know, why they wanted Baby Yoda and stuff. Like, you know, I'm not gonna spoil things for anyone who hasn't seen it. But, yeah, things are addressed. Oh, yikes. Ah! We'll only have a few goes on this, but, you know, if we can do it, that'd be fun to do, right? But yeah, in a spoiler-free way, I really like the idea of what they're trying to do with Baby Yoda, or what they wanted to do with him. Oh, jeez, that was a bad one. And you know, as much as I don't like the sequel trilogy, in a lot of ways. Or I just don't like the way it was handled. I don't like how it came out because, oh no. Well, there goes my ride. Right, there we go. So, you know, the sequel trilogy could have been fun. I'm not just someone who's saying, they should have left it alone. Like, I think Mandalorian proves that there can be more Star Wars and it not be bad. Like, I don't think it needs... Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't think it needs leaving alone as a franchise, but it was just the fact that they didn't have an overarching narrative planned out from the... Well, they did, but they threw it away. Rian Johnson binned it, seemingly. J.J. Abrams... Actually, Daisy Ridley has said, she's on record now, saying that the original plan was she was going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi's granddaughter, which is exactly what I wanted. So... Oh, jeez, that's a really tricky one. How do I... Got to skid out and jump back in, maybe. I think that would have been great if she was a Kenobi. Wouldn't have mind if she was a no one.
Hello
but...
peeps, hello Walrus Clan. How backvote everybody doing? So glad to see you all since I hadn't backvote been able to join a live stream in about 2 weeks.
There we go.
Any scandals I backvote VE missed.
The trick is there to blow up the one on the left rather than the one on the top, because the one on the left is the only one that can get you when you're right on the edge here. And if you blow it up yourself, you've got kind of more control of, you know, when it's gonna... Oh, look at that weird effect. As that gun shoots, some stuff's happening up here on the left. That's weird. So, got to blast the pathway for us. Oh, yikes. That was bad. Okay, we'll have 3 more goes on this. I'll quickly just get through my Star Wars rant, my obligatory Star Wars rant, because someone's asked me about Star Wars, so I've got to rant about Star Wars now. Yeah, there's like I'm already on record with like my thoughts about The Last Jedi and Episode 9 to an extent. I think it was like, overall the trilogy was badly handled and there should have been an overarching narrative agreed from the beginning with like elements of creative license available to the directors and writers, you know, at appropriate moments. But to not even have a flippant idea who Rey's parents were from the beginning, and for everyone to be angling for a different thing. Oh, she's a Kenobi. Oh, wait, no, she's no one at all. Oh, wait, actually, no, she's Palpatine's granddaughter. Wait, what? You said she was no one. You know, all that kind of stuff. And Snoke as well, and Palpatine, and like they didn't even know who their big bad was, and it was all a big cluster flip. The point I'm trying to make is that as I would be equally... How have I got to do this? I've got to go underneath it when they're flying up, right? Oh, screw this. I'm not doing that. I don't know what I'm doing there. That's hard. Okay, screw this. As happy as I would be if The Mandalorian had nothing to do with the sequel trilogy whatsoever, the fact that the most recent episode at least does something to try and like fill in some fairly major plot holes, or not plot holes, but just like important information that was like very much missing. You know, it's kind of adding context to...
I've had it up to here with your games, you lout! Lout? Why, I never...
What is it? Am I seeing double?
Embryo, quickly! Revoke this fraud's hologram access! No, Embryo, I'm no fraud! I'm from the future! You must listen to me! Embryo, do you not recognize your own master? I'm the real Cortex! No, Embryo, I am!
Ding dong, ding dong! Oh my, sounds like the doorbell. I'd better go see who it is.
Ba-ba-ba. Ugh. So now we got knights here. So yeah, that's all I was trying to say there before I really went off on one about the sequel trilogy. The problem is I watched Rise of Skywalker last night, partly off the back of The Mandalorian because of the links. So it made me want to watch it, and yeah, it's kind of left me in some ways quite cross that was allowed to happen over a period of like 4 years for various reasons. But yeah, it's good that Mando is at least going to maybe try and supplement the sequel trilogy with a bit of a backstory and some interesting info. You know, I like it. Oh, look at that! Look at Cortex stained glass window. He's holding a Wumpa fruit. Not noticed that before. Oh, my mask is gone. Yikes. Okay. Oh! And if you go to the left, that one also goes and immediately drops you to the ground, so don't do that. I bet that's confusing to watch. Right, so this is fun. This lift now takes you upwards through lasers that you can't switch off, so you have to do a flipping, literally a flipping thing to get around them. Flip, flip, and there's a mask over here, and then we're gonna go up here. You can actually step on the laser emitters, but I'm not very good at doing that, so I don't tend to rely on that as my... Anyway, we've done Star Wars, we've done Doctor Who. What else is left? We're playing Crash. Spyro 4 has got to happen soon, surely. Beyond Good and Evil's still in flipping limbo. It's not. It's being developed. We're just not talking about it. Oh, I tried to jump, but it was on my head. There we go. Oh! That was an unintentional skid there. Right, we made it. Meh! It's 4 minutes until the sex number, my dudes.
Help! Quit struggling. Don't make me. Help! Anyone! We have an evil doppelganger situation.
I just lost a mask.
I'm not a doppelganger. No, forget it.
Cortex having a real hard time dealing with himself there.
There. That'll shut me up.
Right, we're actually really close now to the... I mean, the hard bit kind of starts here, but there's like the super hard bit where literally the backing music for the level changes to scary, this is a hard bit music. So... Oh... So that's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with you traversing left to right, and as you go, you pick up masks very rapidly, quantum masks, and you have to kind of immediately use their powers. Like you don't have time to think about where am I going, what am I doing. You just got to immediately switch them on and just hope for the best, essentially. So, oh, I hate. That's probably my least favorite thing to do. Well, not in terms of a dislike, but something I struggle with the most. I'm really, really bad. Oops. At doing flip-de-loops with the gravity mask. Oh, yikes. Oh, screwed that up. So yeah, as I say, this is... Oh, no, can't go there yet. Oh, God, on blur. I didn't ignore him. Sorry, I missed him. I will head back. Gordon Blur. Hello, peeps. Hello, Walrus Clan. How's everyone doing? So glad to see you all since I haven't been able to join the live stream about 2 weeks. Any scandals I've missed? The scandal was that I was in the middle of not only playing a very difficult level on Crash 4, but also talking about Star Wars. So not a great time for my concentration there in terms of catching messages. Thank you, Gordon Blur, so much for the blips. I didn't mean to leave you out there. It certainly wasn't me ignoring you. Certainly, well, not intentionally, you know. Oh, a boogity bar. But no major scandals that as far as I'm aware. I think Andrew swore on Sunday. Oh man, this is what I hate doing so much. I hate the flips. Oops. Okay. Yeah, if you're really quick when you spawn in at this checkpoint, you can actually just run really quickly over here. Oh man, I didn't even need... Am I gonna need the... You don't need the dark matter mask at all. You can get over there without using him. What you can't do is... Oh, jeez! There's just... I think there's slightly too much overshoot in... when you do the gravity flip. Okay, I've got to stop doing that. Got to stop rushing it. Do it the proper way. Oh, okay, that was unintentional. Yeah, if you go too far right, you lose one mask and gain the other. Right. Oh man, I pressed it too soon that time. I got the first one, fine.
Yeah.
Happy 420 BBBB blaze it, my dudes, Moggy Dab.
Just got
Well, turns
sympathy
out
checkpoint.
I don't really have a topic for jokes this week. So since TP dropped his PS4, here are some clumsy jokes, Moggy Peak.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't know either. How do you find a website for clumsy people? You stumble across it. Ha ha ha. Why do clumsy people get married? They fall in love. He he he.
Very good.
What are a clumsy person's favorite flowers? Oopsie daisies. Ho ho ho. Why was the clumsy vegetable farmer a good DJ? Because he dropped the beat. Hoo hoo hoo.
Very good. I like that. That's very good indeed, Lord Brotovich. A very niche and unexpected category for the jokes today. It's 420, my dudes. Blaze it. Moggy Peep. Moggy Peak. That was, sorry. Blaze it, everyone. Good. Well, we've blazed it. Now let's go back to the game. So we've got a sympathy checkpoint here now, which is nice. Thank you, game. Which means I've got as many opportunities as I need to do this flip. Right, okay, do I just do it instantly? Do I just mash the triangle button? No. Because that sends me... I don't clear it. It's like just half a second, right? And then fortunately, there's always a checkpoint here anyway, so I really hacked my way through that. You enjoying this, everyone? Oh, I'm almost glad that I died there because I want you guys to just watch that again. Just try and keep track of what is happening here. Again, the only reason I'm sort of keeping up here is because I've done it probably 200 times and failed many of them. So. Oh, well, I screwed that one up, but, so, we've got the spinny mask. Hello, can I have the spinny mask? So we set a spin, we jump, stop on the TNT, otherwise you're not going to make it. Spin over here, stop time, so you can land on the TNT. Immediately flip gravity, head over here, now you're on alternate platforms, now you're spinning again, but you've got to stop on the TNT. Oh, otherwise, you won't make it. Checkpoint. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the hard bit. That wasn't the hard bit. This is the hard bit here. The music has changed to the hard bit music. Now, there's a chance that this won't take me... I almost hope it... You know, I'm not trying to... If I jinx it and I really struggle with this, then that's fine, because I kind of want it to take a lot of attempts for you guys to see how truly difficult this is. There's a chance that because I've done it so many times that it might only take me like half a dozen lives. But believe me, most people, the first time they play this, sink 50 lives, 100 lives into it. So we gotta immediately do that. Okay, well the first thing you can do is drown in that platform if you want. It's fun when you're standing on the platform, and to turn off the obstacle, you have to turn off the platform. That thing shoots at you. You hop down here. We've now got the dark matter mask, which, remember, will set off TNT instantly. Oh, I forgot to... Yeah. Yeah, you have to do that sooner than that. So you're also racing. It's not just about sticking up with this platform. You wanna get to the right as fast as you can, because you need to set some TNT off to clear a path for you. So you wanna get up here, set that thing off there, so that... Oh man, I was actually slightly too soon because the platform hadn't arrived. Whoops, I forgot to turn that back on. Okay, there we go. This thing gets me sometimes. Right. So set that off so that these will blow up by the time the platform gets there, so you can duck underneath it, see? Then grab that mask so that you can... Oh, hello. Oh yeah, that's right. And then gravity switch. Immediately stop time so that you can head under there. Oh! And then something happens. Well, that's not supposed to happen, but sure. If I spin, I might be able to get up there. Ugh. And that's the end there on the right. I'm doing this a lot better than, you know, first time I encountered it. I don't even know. You don't even know where you're going the first time you play this. You've got no idea what is even happening. It's difficult to even work out, you know, the process of like how you get around this stuff. So you can, yeah, head on there. The tape is there, by the way. See the tape? I've screwed this up now. Oh, I can probably grab it my way back up there, actually, if I'm lucky. But the tape is right there, so you have to get to this point of this level without dying once to get this tape, which I have done once in my life. Right, can I still get up there? Yeah, right. So, freeze time. Spin under there.
Yeah.
You can do it, TP. Show the game who's the real pro gamer.
I am.
CR5 Dick salute.
I did it, everyone. I mean, I really set that up to be, like, really difficult, and I struggled less with that than other bits of levels that we played today, but you can probably see that when you don't know what you're doing or where you're going, that is not easy to do at all, so... There we go. Well, it being only 25 past 4...
Yeah.
Stunt.
I did the mad stunt on my pedal crash. Thank you, JT the Destroyer, for the bits, and also Stephen Scodes for the bits. So I think we've now unlocked the boss level. There is also a timeline level that I don't think we have to do. Maybe we do, though. Maybe we do. Which is fine, because it's only it's 4:30. So we'll play it either way. I think it's optional, but sorry, I mean boptional. Yeah, so that's the final boss, but also we can head up here.
Yeah.
Now you're finally ready to beat Insanity Beach.
Gal, thanks for the bits. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I can do that bridge walk. Remember? Remember the bridge walk? That just wasn't happening at all. Thank you very much. So this is, remember, one of those timeline levels where you go back to a previous level that Crash has already played, and you go through it as a different character. In this case, Cortex. Ah, yes, Bridge Walk, the famous Crash level. No, Mills Derp, I mean there's a bridge that you have to walk across with triple mask form in Insanity Beach. I mean the bridge walk that you have to do in that level.
I won't let me fail. I mean, fail differently. I mean, oh, Crash!
No need to turn this theme into the Cortex theme, because it already is. Hello? Would you expect me to... Oh, I can dash, can't I? I forgot about that. Oh, how do I get up there? No. I guess I go right. Oh, no, they have actually added the Cortex theme. Oh, yeah, thought that might happen. Could probably shoot the nitro if I'm quick. Alright, let's get over there. Shoot. Done. Yeah, there's time. Okay. I'm sort of panicking, but there's actually time to do that if I want to do that. Oh yeah, I can forget that I can just shoot crates as well. Of course I can. So, shoot that, hop over there, shoot that, and then oh! Wow! Okay, just jump up there. Don't dash. I'll be all the way over. Hop. There we go. And then dash. Checkpoint. Now we're going to turn a bat into a thing. Good. There we go. Oh, steady on. Hit the... Oh, really? Am I going to die once for every obstacle? Is that what's going to happen here? Right. Shoot that remotely. Oh, Christ. There's a flipping bomb in there somewhere. Oh, no. Don't dash. Hello, and welcome to Don't Dash with Tiny Peter. It's the show where we dash into everything at least once and then realize, oh wait, I shouldn't have dashed there. Alright, there we go. Got all those. I'm not necessarily going for the box gem here, but you know, why not? For now. Until we encounter difficult boxes somewhere. Did I? Coming a little bit closer to the fruit, son. That's it. That's it. I will get this. There we go. If I... Is it possible to... Oh. Yes, I'm going to say... Okay. Oh. Okay, sure. I'm with you. Oh no! Don't dash. Hashtag don't dash. Dash tag. I mean, you do have to dash some places, but not all places. Boom. Oh, stop. Nah, we're not going. I've decided no boxes. There's too much to worry about. It's 25 to, and the final boss will take me a little while as well. I've only played that twice, I think. Like I've only actually completed it twice. Oh, no. I just don't really have a good feel for for how long the dash actually is. So, for example, if I want to dash over there, oh know. Right, so we go from maybe here and dash to it. But don't jump forwards and also dash to something. Some of this music reminds me of Bubble Gloop Swamp from Banjo-Kazooie. Oh, I wouldn't know, sadly. Never had the pleasure of my own Nintendo 64. And I really... It's something I do wish I'd had. I mean... I'm talking... selfishly, in an ideal world where money was no object kind of thing. I'm not sort of saying, oh, I only had a PS1, and then I only had a PS2, and my brother had an Xbox. You know, like... I don't mean it like that at all, but I just mean... I would have also liked to have an N64, whereas, for example, I don't feel like I missed out by not having, you know, a Dreamcast. But yeah, N64 is something I really would have liked, I think. I moved house when I was 8 years old to a different part of the country. It wasn't so far away, but it was like an hour's drive. You know, it was like a new school, a new set of friends. And before I moved, my best friend at the old place had an N64. We used to play Diddy Kong Racing a lot, a bit of Mario 64, occasionally GoldenEye. Oh man, there's a flipping thing up there now. So that was good. Jeez, I don't even remember playing this level now when I see that. That's like devious. And then when we moved house, the kid I then made friends with at my new school also had an N64. So I used to play, what did we play? Like Pokemon Snap, we played a lot at his house. Bit of Pokemon Stadium, Smash Bros. Melee. Jeez. Okay. No! I need to try and work out, I need to get into my head, like, what the dash distance is. Because sometimes you should be dashing, sometimes you shouldn't be dashing. But usually when you... I'm doing, like, panic hops when I arrive at a certain destination. Dastination. That I don't need to do. And then it's kind of throwing me off a bit. Oh, yikes. Okay. Okay, this thing is fairly slow moving, so we don't need to panic too much. No! There was a checkpoint right there! Nah! It's okay, we've got double... Oh! Hello. Oh, no. I was going to say we've got double mask to help us here, but not really. Do you think you would ever stream Banjo-Kazooie? I don't think so. Generally speaking, I only like to stream games that I've played before. That's not like a hard and fast rule, but I prefer to... I don't like to experience games for the first time while I'm streaming, because if there's I always play... You might notice that the subtitles are always on during my streams, and that's not just for the benefit of the audience, although of course it's very much, that's part of it. Some people, you know, benefit from having the subtitles on. But I always play video games with subtitles switched on, and I always watch every cutscene. I always watch movies with subtitles switched on as well. There's something about... I really don't like... Or I guess not. That's not a strong thing. I like to know that I'm catching every detail in a narrative. little bits of background dialogue, you know, people sort of saying things that aren't necessarily integral to the story, but like sometimes when you got subtitles on, you pick up stuff that like you wouldn't necessarily have heard the first time round. Jeez, this is like quite unforgiving. I might have to just quit this level at some point. Right. Oh man, the blaster. And that's also why I don't like to stream stuff when I've never played it before, because oh, man. Because if there is a donation or something while I'm in the middle of a cutscene and it's like talking over the top of it, that sort of, I say bothers me, or I was going to say bothers me. It doesn't bother me that someone's supporting the channel financially. Of course it doesn't. You know, I would always rather someone donated than not, because there's a cutscene playing. So yeah, certainly the gratitude of a donation is much higher than the frustration I get from like missing stuff in cutscenes. But like that's part of the reason why I don't like to stream stuff I've never played before. I like to catch everything, man, and I like to play things. I just like to play things on my own terms as well, if I can. So Banjo-Kazooie, for example, there will be a lot of people who. I'm finding this harder, by the way, than the hell bit at the end of the level. So this is going really well. So people would have there'll be Banjo-Kazooie fans in the audience who would either be like, kind of telling me what to do, if I, you know, even if I didn't want them to, or, you know, I'd feel the pressure to be progressing properly rather than. Oh, man. This is good, isn't it? Just failing at this same bit over and over. I'd feel that's the other thing. I'd feel the pressure to be like making some level of progress, and when it's a new game that I'm unfamiliar with, that might not be happening, and so then I'm left with either. Jeez, I've got to just dash through holes like that. I don't know why I'm trying to land on that thing. So then I've either got the choice of asking the audience, what do I do, where do I go? Which is, you know, that's not me playing the game on my terms, at my own pace and working things out for myself. Or I don't ask them that. And then, you know, it's like, well, are people actually enjoying themselves here? Because I'm just struggling my way through this game. Probably, like, annoying people who are familiar with. Jeez, we're so close. You know, people would find it frustrating to watch me play and not know what I was doing. So that's why I tend to play games that I'm already familiar with. And if there's a new game that's come out, like Crash 4, for example, I at least start a run in my own time before my stream begins, so that I'm like always, you know, like it's like a high school teacher who's like one chapter ahead in the textbook than the class. Right, we did it. Checkpoint.
There must be a way for me to reason with me.
Hopefully, that was just me failing like with those laser gates more than anything else, and the rest of this won't be too difficult, but who's to say? This first bit isn't too taxing. Oh, he says. I guess I could shoot those nitros on my way, really, couldn't I? Oops. Yeah, I can do that. Shoot that, shoot that. Good. Hop on there. Where am I going? This way. Under that fella. Oh, steady. There we go. Oh no, I thought that platform was going to come up, but it didn't. So, hop over there. Oh, we're not expected to jump onto the edge of that. Oh no, we're going over here. Oh, sweet mother of Jesus. Right, okay. I think we're near the end of Cortex's bit, and then we just flash back into the. Oh, I don't need to do that. Why did I do that? That is a very fair and understandable answer. Oh well, thank you very much. Oh no, I'm just standing here, tanking the gun while I wait for the platform to come down. There we go. If I obviously did what I just said and played Banjo-Kazooie or whatever game it is we're talking about ahead of the stream, I'd be a bit more confident doing it. But yeah, it just, and a lot of this might just be personal hang-ups that I've got that I don't, in reality I don't need to worry about the audience thinking, oh, when are you going to progress? Maybe that's not what people are thinking at all, but it's kind of just a, it's my own complex, I guess. That I'm sort of projecting that onto other people almost. How Jungian of me. Jesus. Right, let him shoot, and then... Oh, no. Man, you have to, really get to the top of your jump there to get up there. Right. Over there. I'm going to shoot that and just step on it so that I can turn that into a bouncy. Land on there. Hop up here. Dash.
Why can't I be more reasonable like
Ooh.
I am?
Oh man, is this going to set TNT up if I shoot? Should be okay. No, it's going to set the flipping TNT off. Of course it is. So Cortex's gun blows up 3 layers of crates is my lesson for the day as well. Jeez. Mr. Black says, when are you going to progress? Just kidding, this level is hell. Yeah, actually, as much as... I like how that entire monologue about me saying, oh yeah, I don't like it. I don't like thinking of the audience, wondering when I'm going to finally make it past the tricky bit. The whole time I'm talking about that, I'm just looping around the same bit of Crash 4 over and over again. I guess with this, though, it's at least I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm just not doing it. 51 deaths. We had far fewer deaths than that when we played the thingy. I'll shoot those nitro crates. I will do that. I just won't shoot them so late as I just did then.
This is the special hack reserved for people that cheat at Fall Guys.
Uh-oh, I'm not shooting the nitros. Hang on a second. Be right with you, Bewip. Oh, you can jump up there. Okay. Odie Lazarus, this is the special hack reserved for people that cheat at Fall Guys. Thank you, Odie Lazarus, for the bits there. Right. Here we go. Hop, dash. No! Oh! Well, that's why you delete those nitros on the way, because otherwise... Right, dash over there. Shoot. Shoot. Good. Oh, look at that. We did all that in one smooth movement. I can probably actually just dash over there, yeah. Oh no! Oh, I see. I've got to shoot that TNT from a distance as well. The one that flipped me last time when I got right to the bit where I wanted to be. There goes a mask. There goes the other mask. And there goes the death. When did we last see Cheater Austin? Psylog, there's no cheating in this game, sadly. We're not emulating. Can't be doing save states. I mean, the game does... Sometimes I don't know whether I need to hop before I dash. I don't think it's actually consistent. I think sometimes you can just dash onto a platform, and sometimes you can't. So like here, for example... Man. Oh! Right, here we go. So, dash over here. We shoot that fella and land on him. Turn that one into a bouncy bounce. Do that from there. And we did it! Oh, Good grief.
Masquerade as me, will you? Well, I'm you from the future, you idiot! I'm not an idiot! You're the idiot! Idiot! Get him!
So Cortex has got Cortex now, and that's where that lab assistant came from. And now we have to do the end of the hardest level all over again, but fortunately.
Quit struggling! Don't make...
But fortunately, you know, I can kind of do this, okay, I think. Apart from this bit. Oh, although I apparently can do that as well. Oops. I thought I'd started spinning, but seemingly not. Let me do that one more time. Whoops. Hit the laser at the top there. There's a box all the way up there. Did you see that box? Top of the screen. Oops. There's one up there as well. Oh, hang on. I've got to get a move on, haven't I? Forgot about that. See if we can do this in, like, you know, a couple of tries. Yeah. Oops. Oh, nearly. Nearly. Just hit the ceiling laser. That's all. I love that this is like the bit that I bigged up as being like super, super hard. And, you know, touch wood, it's only going to take me a couple of goes. And I spent like, whoops, I spent like 50 lives on that earlier bit. But hey, at least we padded out the stream enough. I was genuinely a bit like, oh, you know, when I completed this bit like so quickly first time round, I was like, oh man. Left so much stream time for this chunk, and it's not going to take me as long as I thought. But hey, it has, so that's something. There we go. Hop over here. Blow that up. Oh. Grab time, lady. Hey, here we go. So that is the timeline version of that level done. Yikes. Which leaves just enough time on today's stream to kill Cortex. Kill Cortex, strong word. And then, of course, mop up the final few percentages so that we can get that sweet Hundo Fiddy. So Cortex has taken Cortex hostage. He's here to stop himself from making Crash. So Crash hasn't been made yet in this version of events so far. He's about to go into the Cortex Vortex, but Cortex wants to stop Cortex from putting Crash into the Cortex Vortex. Does that make any sense at all?
Do you have any idea how stubborn I used to be? Yes. I need to stop him from making you. But I can't kill him because that would kill me. So I guess that means I'll have to kill you. Yoink.
So, Cortex has just taken the masks off. Oh, good start.
Yoink.
He's yoinking the masks, so he's got the power of all 4 masks right now.
Did you jump on the shoot-o-matic? Cheater!
I had no idea Cortex had all this stuff in his...
Assistant, help!
Oh! Can I just spin him? Or... I've forgotten. Oh, there we go. Stop that!
Just relax and accept non-existence.
Oh. He's using the powers, the mask powers against me. Making things disappear.
Shoot! Blast it!
Oh! That's a hole.
Assistant, help!
It's a good, it's a good boss fight, this one, actually. Cleverly done.
Time out! Time out! Annihilator!
Oh.
Fire! What's the matter? Afraid of the searing, deadly laser?
Yes, I am!
Annihilator! Fire!
I'm not even gonna move. Cool guys don't look at lasers.
What's the matter? Afraid of the searing, deadly laser?
Whoops! I did a slam.
Annihilator! Fire!
So I think if I
can smell your fleas boiling.
jump right, as like like that. There we go. Oh, what's he doing now?
I might flip.
Oh no! Oh Christ! Okay.
Yes, you're
Oh!
holding-
Oh my God, that's hard. TP, you can actually body slam those and it stops them in one. Oh yeah, okay. That's what I was actually. I was about to do that when I first entered the level, and then when I realised I was bouncing, I was like, oh, I guess you must just bounce on them. But it does make sense that you should body slam them, yeah. Oh, I nearly slid off the edge then. Oh, here we go. Nice. Handy tip there from Sean D. Harris.
Assistant, help!
Assistant help. Right. Give me back my mask.
Can't keep up the pace.
Oh no, he's timed now.
Think fast.
Think fast. Oh, 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 oh.
Slowly. Ready? Think fast. Slowly. Ready? Set. Cower before Cortex. Superb.
Fear the wrath of Cortex.
Think fast.
It was nice of Cortex to color code the lasers, yeah.
Slowly. Ready? Set. Cower before Cortex.
Oh man. Need to wait for the thing to come round. Okay, it's here. Oh, I jumped too soon. I jumped too soon. Think fast. Slowing.
Slowly. Ready? Set.
Think fast.
Cower before Cortex.
Whoa! go to the left straight away, the section... If you go to the left straight away on this section, you don't have to rush. Oh, yeah.
Ready, set.
And then I can probably immediately... Yeah, I like that. Sean D. Harris with all the pro strats for the Cortex boss fight. Or the second Cortex boss fight, I should say.
Assistant, help!
Where's the assistant? There he is. No, don't do it.
Rude.
Oh no, not now.
Bored of your shenanigans.
What's he gonna do? I've forgotten. Oh! He's spinning. Oh, good grief.
Unbelievable.
Ah! No. That was going quite well. Slowing.
Stop that.
Stop it. Get some... Oh. Fell out from underneath me.
Unbelievable. There we go.
No. It's very pretty, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Oh. Oh, too fast. Right into the red laser. I mean, once upon a time, Crash bosses would make you start from the beginning every time you died. So, you know, we can count ourselves lucky here. That's the one thing that this game has done that's actually easier than previous games. When the bosses themselves aren't necessarily easy, I would say they're harder, but I just mean as a mechanic, you know, they give you checkpoints within boss fights. There we go. Slam. Assistant, help. Oh, will it give me the next phase? Probably not. No, okay. I got the assistant, but then I died. No! Whoa! Sean Harris doesn't have any strats for this phase, unfortunately. That's fine. I can see what I'm supposed to be doing, but you can actually, if you do your bounces right, you can bounce from one to the next, which is good.
Assistant, help! Stop that!
Oh! Oh, I didn't deserve to hop over that yellow ring there, I don't think.
Assistant, help!
Right, that's done. Oh, there's there's multiple assistants. There's loads of them. So that's what the purple mask does. It just gives him a million of everything.
Unbelievable! Stop that! Assistant, help!
Right, let's get this guy. Oh, I hopped. Oh, each one is actually harming him though. I didn't notice that. He loses a... Oh, no! Only 20 deaths. That's not so many. And I like that I can do this now, actually. That I've discovered you can just bounce from one to the next, pretty much. That's good. That helps a lot.
Assistant, go!
Assistant, go! Right, get that guy. Oh man, they can just spawn on top of you and instantly kill you. This whole stream is TP trying not to do a swears. I don't know, actually, I feel like I've been alright. I've not felt the need to swear. Just, I'm just going, oh god.
Stop that! There we go!
No! Really have to keep your eye on everything. Remember, everyone, this is for 106%. No! Flip me! I've got a shadow that tells me exactly where I'm going to land, and I'm still rubbish. Like there, for example. Just wait until your shadow is over the thing before you do your body slam. Uh-oh. That was accidental. That was. Pop. Pop.
Assistant, go!
Right, so. Take this guy out. Take this assistants out in order. None of them will really get much of a chance to fire any projectiles at me, which will be good. Wait for the laser. Hey, we got him!
Not like this.
Great, but you missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. So, who can guess what's going to happen? Because I guessed this. I didn't mind that I'd guessed this, but...
Must have taken a hit to the old temporal lobe. But a fallen foe can only mean one thing. It came to blows, and I won! My new general's first order of business will be to dispose of you.
He's still going to do it. He's going to make Crash. So this is now the cutscene from the start of Crash 4. That's the Insane Trilogy version.
Explains a lot.
Crash made himself.
What are you going to do to me?
Looks like somebody needs a little time out.
Time out.
Somewhere he can't cause any trouble.
Enjoy the end of the universe!
Frame rate's a bit funny today, isn't it? Maybe I have broken my PS4.
Ready for you. Say good day to delectable dishes inspired by my interdimensional travels. Enjoy the breeze with our innovative three-wall dining room design. Dingo's Diner. Health and safety rated D. For delicious. Warning, D is a failing sanitation grade and does not stand for delicious.
Brilliant. Little where are they now for Dingo Dial there.
Peace at last.
Hey, he got his beach. He didn't get his woman, though.
Oh, almost there, good thing. Yes! Mama, victory! Hey, Crash, you're in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't know what's up with the frame rate, but never mind. Look at this. In memory of Mel Winkler, 1941 to 2020. Ah.
This game has been a work of fiction. Any similarities to any marsupials, talking masks, dingo alligator hybrids, or evil science guys with weirdly shaped heads, living or dead, is purely coincidental. You should not have played this game if you suffer from Wumpa allergy, crash rash, fear of alternate dimensions, fear of moving platforms, fear of still platforms, fear of sequels, fear of squishy noises, fear of bouncy noises, fear of super science, fear of collecting things, fear of 90s nostalgia, inability to comprehend time paradoxes, inability to forgive those who have wronged you, inability to pick a restaurant when someone asks you what you're hungry for, inability to remember where you parked, or a delicate tummy. For more information on bandicoots and their diet, habitat, mating habits, birthday wish lists, and shoe sizes, visit your local library or ask your grandma. I don't know if she has any prior experience with bandicoots, but she's very wise, and I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. The makers of this game do not in any way endorse eating at Dingo Dial's Diner, which has been known to cause trans-dimensional discharge, intestinal rifts, wampa whooping cough, parasitic slime boils, random teleportation into darker timelines, and uncontrollable mewing like a little kitty cat during important business meetings. Any unauthorized exhibition, distribution, or duplication of this game will result in very hurt feelings. And why would you want to hurt our feelings? We've always said really nice things about you. We even said your new haircut looked great, even though it was kind of a weird length for you. Guests of Crash Bandicoot stay at Insane Beach Suites, which is just a log with some moss on it. The moss is really soft, though, so you should be able to get a good night's sleep. What, are you too good to sleep on a log? Sorry, Your Majesty, I suppose you want a continental breakfast instead of a handful of ants that make their nests...
Basil exposition.
No pleasing some people. Can you give me a minute? Okay, I'm ready to go again. The events of this game are absolutely 100%
Congrats on finishing the game,
in that case, it was all a dream.
Thank you, Stephen. Special shout out to Naughty Dog and the original Crash team members. Thank you so much, Steven Scodes, for the bits there. And of course, there is the very special post-credits sequence, which we'll just I'll just press B to skip to the post-credits sequence, which if I just sort of do I'm just skipping to the post-credits sequence now.
106 blips for 106%.
Wow, Adi Pramana, thank you so much for 106 blips for 106%. Are you ready, everyone, for the 106% thing? That's it. That's what happened. Oh, look, you get a little splash screen. It says yeah.
The world's first no death 106 speed run is complete. Congrats, TP.
Yay.
Moggy dab.
106%. Smiley face. Well done, everyone. We did it. We worked hard. We really put the time and effort in. MLG. No teaser for Crash 5. But you know, we did unlock the sort of looks like Yanj almost. 106, and then that's like almost like a face. Look, there's another face there. It's my own Crash mask. I'm not. This isn't me, by the way, doing any of this. It's just This is part of the post-credit sequence. It just looks. All the stuff appears like that. Look at it appearing all there by itself in this post-credit sequence that we're watching. There he is. Wow! There they are! Crash Bandicoot and his friend Aku. And there's a delicious Wumpa fruit. Wow, it's so well animated, this game, isn't it? It's really good. Yay, 106. Thanks everyone for all your support through this. It was a really tough ride, but we did it. I'm so proud. I'm so grateful.
Yeah. Right on, TP, you magnificent bastard. Good for you. Also, do you think they'll do any DLC?
I don't know if they'll do any DLC. They did, obviously, for Insane Trilogy, they did a little bit of free DLC, but that's kind of just because it was like, oh, and by the way, here's like, you know, a lost mission, and we've made our own. You know, it's not traditional for Crash game to have DLC, but then the main Crash games predate DLC, so there wouldn't be a tradition for that, would there? Yeah. I'm not sure what they would do for DLC, really. And frankly, there's already too much of this game to work through, so I'm not sure. Thank you, Big Titty Jesus, for the blips there. And also JT the Destroyer, and Adi Pramana, all of you, and Steven Scodes, for all of your blips and your supportive messages. The world's first no-death 106% speedrun is complete. Wow, we did it. So if I now... And then it cuts back to the credits like that. That's what happens when you 106% the game. Dimensional map. For anyone who does actually want to know what happens if... I mean, obviously, we did just see what happens when you're 106% the game. But if anyone like missed that, if you had your eyes shut and your fingers in your ears for what just happened... Oh yeah, we got the triple spin now. So this is what you get. Not really used much of... Oh wow. Keep going. There's we put too much into this game to make it impossible to 106% except for Peter Austin. But for anyone who wants to know what the 106% ending is, because you just missed it, it's like a where are they now thing with like concept art of different characters, and it's like, you know, Coco became an esports player and is now earning 30,000 Wumpas a day playing like Fortnite or whatever. And then after that, so that's the 100% ending, and the 106% ending, spoilers if you don't want to know what it is just Cortex is hanging out in his desolate trans-dimensional beach, and Uka Uka appears. Do you remember right at the beginning, Uka Uka was left for dead in the dimensional prison? He just sort of appears out of the darkness and sort of, I think he says like, we've got work to do or something. But there you go. That's it. So there we go. We've unlocked triple spin, and it's 5:15. What we'll do is I'm gonna do one more run of my favourite level, just because I can and because I want to. And you know, we were late to start. And I can show you the triple spin as well. We're gonna play offbeat. Lord Brotovich has to go and eat something, but thanks for being with us and modding, Lord Brotovich. But we've still got more mods in the chat to take good care of us. Trialing Badge is still here. And Madstadactyl sent a message not long ago, so I'm assuming you're both still around. So we'll have a little romp through Offbeat. Listen to one of the greatest soundtrack, the level soundtracks in the Crash series of all time. I actually really like it down here as well. Like when you get up there, the proper carnival starts and it goes off. But there's like a sort of muted, chilled out bit here. Can the alligators like hurt me? No. Although I think I actually, do you normally splosh? Okay, so if you touch him, you do turn into an angel. But sure. The triple spin looks like this. So that's something. But yeah, I like this calm, chilled out bit down here before it all goes off up top. I wonder if we've missed the Spyro float now, because we've been messing around with alligators. But there he is! Spyro 4 coming soon, surely. Surely that's their next game. Vicarious, Toys for Bob, Beanox, get on it. And there's Pura. I love this level so much. I love that like all the hazards are in time with the rhythm. I love the Elton Johns. They're great. Still don't understand what they're supposed to be in the context of like, you know, Mardi Gras or whatever this is. And this is such a reference-heavy level as well, isn't it? It's got the pinstripe poster down on the bottom. You've got the balloons, which are Pura and Spyro and the Skylanders character, whose name I don't know. And then we've got a fake Crash up here. We've got Ripperoo bouncing along the rooftops later on as well. It's all going on in this level. Oh, Willie's just arrived. Sorry, we just finished the game. But I've come back to play this level because it's great. Oh, oh no! Oh yeah, Andrew is streaming on Cultaholic. Ooh, yikes. Wasn't looking where I was going there. Andrew's streaming Cultaholic at 6 o'clock. So, I'm not... It's a shame that he streams at 6 and not like 5:30 or 5, because I would be able to raid him then. And I'd like to do that, because he does great stuff over there. And actually, it's my kind of stuff too. Like, he plays old games. Not always, but neither do I. But, you know, he plays like PS1, PS2 games at times.
I just wish Tiny was in this game, you know, like really in the game.
Ah.
Also, this level so makes me think of Rayman.
Rayman? Why did she say it like that? Rayman. Oh, you like Tiny Tiger, do you? I could sort of take or leave Tiny. Like, I've got no problems with him at all. I like him. He's better than some other... He's better than... Oh, yikes. Komodo Bros. I'd much rather have Tiny than Komodo Bros, Koala Kong. I do really like Dingo Dal, though. Even though he's only been in one Crash game, main series Crash game, he, like, very quickly cemented himself as, like, a proper, like, Crash villain. Or not so much a Crash villain anymore in this game, but, whoops. I thought I'd bounced on it, but I hadn't. Oh no. We're going to die on this level more than we died on the hard Cortex bit. Let's find out. Maybe it will be 6 o'clock by the time we're done. Do. I've never yet worked out whether you can attack these guys. I might, when I'm near a checkpoint, like if I've just hit a checkpoint somewhere and one of those presents himself to me, I will just find out whether you can spin him. Because like you wouldn't have ever thought that you could like take out these giant jack-in-the-boxes, but you can. So you never quite know with this game until you try. Don't think you can get the ghosts. Oh, they look a bit like Syndrome from Incredibles, don't they? Their face, the sort of the teeth. Those Elton John platforms. We made it. I'm not going to do the bonus level because it's not actually that straightforward. It's kind of tricky, so we'll leave that. Hidden gem over here. I've already got it, but that's where it is. Ripperoo is still #1 though, says Tick Cartoon. I don't know, like, I don't mind Ripperoo at all. Oh, is that the Skylanders guy down there? I don't mind Ripperoo, but, you know, he's not got a lot of character development about him, has he? He's not got, you know, he's a bit, he's one-dimensional, I guess, is what I'm saying. I know, like, most of them are fairly one-dimensional, but he's more one-dimensional than most. Whoa. Oh my goodness me, imagine getting sliced up by one of those guys. As we're very close, I'm going to find out whether I can, oh, yikes, spin them from underneath. I like, Ripperoo's story is deep and heartwarming, how dare you. I like, Rillaroo. Rillaru is great. Everyone's favourite Crash villain. I can't really get low enough to attack those guys, so I'm not going to bother, actually. Da-na-na-na. Whoops. Dingodile is the best, especially after Crash 4, which is weird since he's not an antagonist in 4. Yeah, Dingodile's up there. I really like Entropy. I think he's my favourite Crash villain. Well, after like Cortex is my favourite, but he's kind of in a league of his own. Cortex is brilliant because he's not one-dimensional. He's actually got like different things about him. He's got a kind of I think I've said before, I kind of feel like he's got like mummy issues and daddy issues. I don't mean sexual ones. I just mean I feel like he probably feels like he wasn't loved by his parents, but also kind of, I think, you know, if his life flashed before his eyes, he would like say, I want my mummy kind of thing, you know. He's a kind of thumbsucker and a bedwetter sort of character, isn't he? But also, you know, catch him at the right moment and he's like a proper sort of mad scientist, evil genius sort of guy. So he's got a fair bit about him, really. You just get the idea he's so tired. Certainly by Crash 3, he really does just want to like retire and go to that beach, and just he's got migraines and stuff. No one thought you did, Peter. What? That I meant in a sexual way? Well, that's what daddy issues means, isn't it? Like when a woman has daddy issues, I think that's what that means. I don't know. I don't know about women. There's Ripperoo. It's a good place to die there, because at least you get to see Ripperoo.
Yeah.
This is
Do
all.
you think that Jex or Croc or Earthworm Jim might get a nice, super cool comeback like this or something close to it?
God, Robot Lady's just the worst. This all sounds a little Freudian, Peter. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Freudian. I'm saying like Cortex has got mummy and daddy issues, but not of the Freudian kind. I don't think. Oh, jeez, I've switched the wrong thing off. 100 blips there from Big Titty Jesus. Do you think that Gex or Croc or Earthworm Jim might get a nice, super cool comeback like this, or something close to it? I wouldn't be surprised if Gex or Croc eventually had remasters. I don't know if we'll be seeing them anytime soon, though, or, you know, there's a very good chance they won't happen. I feel like I heard something about a Gex remake being sort of entertained by whoever is the license holder, but maybe I'm making that up. That could be very much not true. Croc, I think, like, Gex and Croc both have, you know, I know they've got, like, a big fan base, and I like Gex and Croc, but Croc doesn't stand up today. Or it's just weird going back and playing Croc with the kind of momentum that he's got about him. And actually, those games are quite simple. Oops. I know mechanically that Crash and Spyro and you know, the games like that they're mechanically quite simple, but they've got some kind of depth about them to, you know, kind of they feel like they've got other things going for them, whereas Croc, I just don't think it stands up as well as we'd all like it to. And the controls are weird as well, like the weird momentum he's got going on. But Gex could work. It would need massively updating though. That's the weird thing about Gex. It's full of pop culture references that like people who played the original would still understand most of them because they're old enough to. But like if they wanted it to appeal to a more contemporary audience, they'd have to put other like weird references in there, which is good. That could be quite fun, actually. I think like seeing a new take on it, because it was very it made light of pop culture and tropes, and you know, they made like references and they did parody. Basically, it was a parody of various genres and stuff. So Gex could be a lot of fun. Peter, they made a new Bubsy game. Anything is possible. Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. I think ultimately, like Gex and Croc could both work, but and Earthworm Jim. I'm not so clued up on Earthworm Jim because I never played the originals, but he's had a couple. I mean, didn't he get? There was a sort of Earthworm Jim remaster or re-release on Xbox Marketplace? Question mark? That's a big old question mark from me. I don't know. I feel like there's a more recent version of Earthworm Jim than the older games, but maybe I'm making that up. I don't know. That's my understanding though. But yeah, I think like plenty of games, if there's enough demand for it, you know, they could come back. And you know, sometimes it's just I don't know. Oh, hello, gallery. What's that? Ah, look at this. I don't think I've looked at this on my own save file, actually. Character gallery complete. Oh, maybe I have. Going through the emotions. Very good. Final cinematic. Unlocked by beating the game. Oh, you can just... Oh, there was just a little dingo dial hovering there. Good. Skip that. Fantastic. Okay. So yeah, if there's enough demand for any game, I think feasibly, like, you know, if a publisher who owns a license thinks I can make money here, then they might do it. Sometimes games just they need a bit of publicity though. I think there's lots of games out there that if they were either remastered, remade, or completely rebooted, but you know, as a kind of like a remake, but not one that like truly draws from the original. It's like, I think you got to be careful with rebooting old licenses, because a reboot in the sense where, for example, Prey, I know that's not an old license, but as an example of a reboot that I don't like personally, all they did was take the name, and it's like, what is that, you know? Prey 2, I'm serious about this. It's nothing to do with the original, so in that sense, I don't like reboots. But if you did a Prey reboot and you didn't remaster or remake the original Prey in that sense, but you still did a spiritual remake in a sense with the same name, but it's not a like for like. I think that could be, in some ways, that's the best way to go for some of these games, because they don't stand up mechanically compared to, like, you know, their original. Like Croc is an example of something that I think would need to be innovated on. Personally, I think that, you know, Medieval didn't go down as well as people probably thought it would, because it was set in its ways. Even the Insane Trilogy, you know, some people didn't like that. They found it too difficult and unforgiving. And Crash 4 is based, of course, on those original games too. And they've innovated a bit to, like, make it its own thing. And I think it's, in a sense, gone down better. It's still really hard, and some people just are never going to like this kind of platformer. But, you know, that's what I think needs to happen with some of these properties. And unfortunately, it's hard to... So that's what I was going to say, is I think there's a lot of games out there that if a remaster or a remake or a sort of semi-reboot of them was released, they would go down very well if people gave it a go, but people just might not do that, you know, like, because they'd be like, what is this? I don't know what this is. And quite often these games don't get the marketing they deserve, or they're marketed as, this is like that old game that you might not have ever played before, but now you can play it. And people are like, well, I didn't play it then, why would I play it now? Whereas sometimes these games might go down better if they were almost pushed as though they were a new thing. You know, I know you can't just lie and say this is a brand new IP, but, you know, I mean, like, for example, Lord Brotovich jokingly said Unholy War remake earlier. I think like the lore and the world of that game is something that's something I really enjoy. I know it helps that I've got the nostalgia about it, and you know I can just think, oh yeah, that's the game that I used to like, so that helps. But I think it's like a really interesting world that they've made, and like they've created lots of cool characters and stuff. But if you remade that game like for like, if you remastered it or remade it, people just wouldn't buy it. Like they just wouldn't. No one would know what it was. And if you said, "Oh, I'll tell you what it is. It's a remake of an old game that you probably didn't play," people were like, I don't care. I'm not gonna buy that. But if they did like a reboot of it and they called it the Unholy War, but they didn't like, the marketing wasn't relying on the fact that it's like, oh, by the way, this is like actually based on an old license that you might not have heard of. You know, if they didn't rely on that and just kind of pushed it as a new thing, people might, you know, check out the promo material and think, oh, okay, this looks interesting. And if you go in with like that kind of fresh, you know, kind of a clean slate, and you don't feel as a player who might not have played that game before that, you know, you're going to be missing out on like references and stuff because you didn't play the original, then it can make it more appealing potentially. So yeah, I think like a lot of these games, Gex and Croc and I know, like, for example, Hogs of War is being remade at the moment. Maybe you would call it a remaster, because I wonder, are they using the original engine? No, I don't think they are. I think it's a remake. I mean, remaking it from the ground up. But, you know, Tomba, Psylog says as well. I'm a big fan of Tomba, or Tombi, as they say in the UK. Yeah, all those sorts of things, they could go down very well in different ways, but whether they were remade or just remastered or kind of semi-rebooted, you know. Stephen Scode says, I quite enjoyed Prey 2017. I think I might have enjoyed Prey 2017 if I'd not gone in. This is kind of what I'm talking about, actually. If I'd not gone in, like... Well, actually, it's almost the inverse of what I'm talking about, because I went in, like, hoping for it to be, like, the original Prey, and it wasn't. And I'm saying, like, I don't know what I'm... I guess that's the point I'm making, is that, like, I think it's very case by case. I think sometimes, like, things will do well if you do tie it in to its original. I think sometimes things need to be semi-rebooted and still spiritually, like, connected to the old one, which Prey 2017 wasn't. And some stuff would just benefit from a remaster and go down perfectly well. You know, I've just got flipping Star Wars Racer on PS5 or PS4 or whatever it is. I can't remember what I purchased it on, but that's just a straight remaster, and that's all that game needs. I think that's all that game needs. That's an example. Actually, someone just asked me. JT Destroyer wants to know what my ideal Star Wars game looks like. Kind of like 1313 or Ragtag. Those projects that got cancelled, the Amy Hennig Star Wars game Ragtag or Star Wars 1313, just a kind of third-person action thing where you can choose to be, you know, it'd be nice if you could like choose to be a smuggler or maybe possibly choose to be a Jedi. I don't know how you'd make a game where you can either be a Jedi or a gun wielder. I guess that's kind of how Jedi Outcast worked, and Jedi Academy. You could use your guns, something like that, you know. Fallen Order, it was very bloated, wasn't it? It was just too Soulsborne for me. I'm just not, I can't get behind that, like, that intense combat and the sprawling levels that wind back on themselves. I don't like that. I'd be very happy with a fairly linear game, really, with some, like, open segments, you know. Like, I think Uncharted is kind of what I'm saying, like, Uncharted, but Star Wars. You know, and you could do something like, you know, like, for example, in Lost Legacy, they had that bit where you drove around in the Jeep from, like, tower to tower, and that was kind of semi-open, and you could do that in whatever order you liked, and it was a large area. So you could do that, because Star Wars would benefit from having, like, big bits to explore, as Fallen Order did to an extent, but, like, I didn't like the whole game being essentially a Soulsborne game. It's just not what I was looking for. But there you go. Super Bombard Racing or nothing. Yeah, fantastic. And Edu says, talking about nostalgia, any news on the next playback? I mean, yeah, like, I am genuinely like making progress on it, bit by bit by bit by bit. But I don't do any work on that during my work hours. It's like purely a personal project. And I don't know, like maybe if I just like did it on. I mean, there's too much for a start. There's too much like regular work to do for the ordinary schedule, so that's why I do it in my own time. Because work hours, I need to spend those doing like the bread and butter of the channel. But to be honest, like the first episode, the sort of pilot, I think it got like 10k views, which for our channel, for a non-list, is okay. I mean, for a list, it's okay. I think the lists are finally doing a bit better now, but certainly at the time, it was back in April the first one went out, and I've not done one since. Back then, lists, like a decent list would do like 8 or 9k, and then some of them would just sort of spike and go up to like 30k for some reason, and we can't work out how or why.
Yeah.
The one remaster I want is 3 Dirty Dwarves, and that will never ever happen, mostly because I'm the only person who remembers it at all.
That's the problem
and
with...
that makes me sad.
Yeah, that's the problem with these games. Like, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I feel actually I might have missed a subscriber earlier. Let me... I got... Oh, I didn't get El Mat Nerico or Sotheby's or Knee Deep Live. Have I missed a bunch of... So that was Knee Deep Live. There we go. So, yeah, boy. 13 months. Thank you very much. We had 100 blips there from Big Titty Jesus. 3 Dirty Dwarfs. Sorry, I've never heard of that. Yeah, that's the problem. There's all these games that I'd love to see. Yeah, and then there was Sotheby's, who bewipped via Twitch Prime for 6 months. Thank you very much. While I was mid-flow.
I agree with you, TP. The main protagonist in Fallen Order was quite boring. I much preferred the other characters.
Yeah.
In terms of Prey 2017, maybe it should have had a different name to not have it compared to the original one.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think they should have just made that game and not called it Prey. I don't know why they did that. Why pay for that license and then not use it? Did they just want to call their game Prey because they thought the name sounded good, and they were like, oh, there's already a game called Prey. Oh, we better just buy it out then. Maybe that was it. There was nothing to do with the original at all. Because that had like Native American, like, you went to the flipping spirit realm and stuff in Prey 1. It was really good. It was weird, but it was really cool. And there was like weird gravity stuff going on and scale. Like you could like walk through a portal and come out a portal at the other end, and you realise, hang on, I'm like three inches tall now. And you'd be like looking around, you'd walk back through the portal, and the portals looked like they were just the full size of you, but then you'd come out and you'd be like bigger, and you could like walk on the sea. Oh, it was a really weird game. And all your guns were organic, so they were weapons, but they had like stuff on them and like teeth, and oh, it was really cool. I might have to play that sometime actually, or stream it. You know, it was a really cool game. Was it an exclusive for 360, or is it available on PC? Maybe I could play that. God, this has turned into a real Q&A, hasn't it? We're having a real chat here, but that's fine. What was I? I think I was going to say one more thing there. But yeah, that's kind of it really. There's loads of games I'd like to see remastered or remade, and unfortunately, some of them won't be ever, which is sad. And yeah, my ideal Star Wars game. Yeah, that's it really. It kind of Uncharted style, third-person action RPG, like properly, like with RPG elements that lets you kind of choose your own character and stuff. I think that could be a lot of fun. So there we go. I think I better call it there. If you guys go and make yourself a hot drink and maybe something to eat or whatever you want to do, depending on what time zone you're in, Andrew will be live in about 20 minutes or just under that over on Cultaholic. So I would raid him, but he's not live right now, and I've got to go because I'm hungry and I've got. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about playback. Yeah. So all I was going to say was I I do it purely in my own time, like in the evenings and weekends. And right now, I don't. Ironically, although we're on lockdown, I don't feel like I've got a lot of time in my evenings or weekends that I want to spend doing what is effectively my day job, but just in my own time. I do enjoy it, but yeah, I'm chipping away at it, but it takes me ages, and I don't do any of it during the working week. And maybe I should. And if the next episode, or possibly the next 2 episodes, prove that it's worth me spending company time on doing, then I'll be able to do that, and I'll be able to get them out a lot quicker. But at the moment, it's just so slow going. However, I am doing it. I genuinely am. I'm not just saying that. And I'm really proud of like what I've put together so far. And it will eventually come out. Like, it genuinely will. But it's, as you may have noticed, it's not a regular series at all. Yeah, there we go. So Playback will be coming back. For those of you who don't even know what that is, I did a single episode of it back in April, partly as a sort of a tester. Seemed to go down well enough that I thought I could do some more if I do them at least in my own time for now, till I work out how viable they are for company time. Just looking at the weirdest PlayStation games ever made. The PS1 is really, like many consoles are really, but the PS1 is home to some very strange things, both east and west, and there's so much to look at. And it's my favorite console, and I love the obscure, both in and out of the video game world.
Woo 24-hour playback episode need 1 rickets.
Knee Deep Live, thank you very much for the bits. Need 1 rickets. Lovely. Taste my rickets. Look at that emote. Yeah, it's been a weird year, hasn't it? To me, it doesn't feel like it was April when I did the first episode, but it has been that long. Silex, it reminds me of early worst games ever. Yeah, some people have said it reminds them of the stuff I used to do on my own channel, the reviews I used to do, which it kind of is. But I think that's partly what made me want to go and start doing that as a series. Kind of allows me to like review weird PS1 games, which I used to do on my personal channel, but I'm able to do like 6 in one episode in like mini form, rather than like dedicate an entire video to a review for a game that came out like 25 years ago. Can't justify doing that anymore. So there we go. That's that. So you can go and check that out. Lord Brotovich just put a link in the chat there. That's the weirdest sci-fi sports games on the PS1. There are lots of them. I couldn't even include them all.
Go check out Knee Deep Live and the L Dude Brothers on Twitch for high quality content.
Whoa, Kermit the Pog, 100 blips there. Thank you very much for the blips and for plugging someone else's channel. By all means, sure. That's good. So there we go. I'm gonna call it there. Andrew will be live in about 15 minutes on Cultaholic, so go and say hello to him from me. And Playback is coming eventually. I will do my very best. We're prepping for the end of the year. There's so much content to make for Christmas when we're going to be off for like 2 and a bit weeks. So there's a lot to do, unfortunately, and it's got to take a back seat, as it has done since the spring. But we'll get there. It will be released. Good. Thanks, everyone. That's Crash 4. Next week, I'll be playing some PS5, all being well. And, that's very exciting. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. And on Thursday, it's a sleepover stream and also a Patreon call chat. So, there we go. Very exciting stuff. Brilliant. Catch you all in one of those streams probably, and see you later. Bye bye.